On YouTube, welcome to our brand new series, The Realistic Rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just want to start us out by saying, we don't necessarily need a rebuild. I always like to go by the motto, we don't rebuild, we reload. Okay? And that is the case for this offseason, at least that's the plan. Um, this is how I think the Steelers should play their hand this off season. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna analyze everything. We're gonna look at who we should keep, who we should cut, who we should trade, who we should be signing in free agency, and we're gonna play out the season, and we're gonna see how far we can let this go. Right? I don't. I'm a believer in Miles Jack, and do I think he's still got some good games in him? Absolutely. Um, However, I think we need a fresh restart at that middle linebacker spot. So I think one of our first moves is going to be trading Miles Jack. Trying to think, maybe we go Cardinals. What pick do they have? Cardinals draft picks. They have the third pick in the draft. Dang. Hmm. Maybe we try him for a second rounder for Miles Jack. We could try it, see what happens. It's done. Wow. Alright, so we get a very nice second round pick for Miles Jack. Obviously I could trade those two, but in realistic fashion I can't. Um, I kind of want to move. Yeah, okay. So this is going to tell me who I need to re-sign. That's what I was looking for. Because we're going to make these decisions and then we can decide from there who to trade and whatnot. So our first official move as the GM of the Steelers is to get Miles Jack out of here. Which kind of sucks. Miles Jack's pretty good, but he just didn't play that well for us. He didn't stick. All right, players ready to negotiate. It says there's 22, so let's check it out. William Jackson, Steelers traded for him late. Um, in my opinion, it's got to be a situation where he signs real cheap. Um, Terrell Edmonds, I think that's somebody they're going to try and hang on to. Cam Sutton, the same. Demonte Casey, in real life, I think they're really interested in having him on the team. He's played really well for us. Even though he's getting up there in age, he's still playing really well. Devin Bush is that guy we are not going to re-sign. Just isn't sticking. We didn't pick up his fifth-year option. Chris Wormley, 29, wants 7 mil. Probably not. Carl Joseph, no. Benny Snell, no. Malik Reed, traded for him from the Broncos. I don't think he did a lot for us. We do need depth at the edge position, but I don't think it's him. I don't. He's fine. He's just not what we're looking for. Miles Boykin, not much there. James Pierre might be worth a flyer. Steven Sims played insanely well for us this year. Even though he's only a 69 overall, I think he plays a lot better than his overall. Derek Watt, we might try and hang on to him for another year or two. Zach Gentry is young and big. I think we might try and keep him if we can. We try and get rid of Witherspoon. So I'm going to offer William Jackson a contract and just see what we can do with him. I think we might just give him a 1-year deal. 30 years old. It's not really worth giving him a multiple year deal. Let's just give him a simple offer. Offer's perfect. So we're going to bring back him. Strong safety, we definitely need to retain Terrell Edmonds, one of the guys that's been floating around for the Steelers is his brother, Tremaine Edmonds, to fill in that middle linebacker spot, and I like that a lot. I don't know if we're going to have the cap to pull that off, but I'd like that move a lot. In this franchise that we're doing right now, We're going to do a complete overhaul of that middle linebacker spot. It's been a while since the Steelers have had somebody good. Ryan Shazier being the last guy that's really solidified that spot for them. But we're going to move that up to a 3-year deal. We're going to try and give him a little bit more money. And it's a super sweet deal for a safety that's very serviceable, can get it done. So we're going to do that. Happy to sign. Bang, we get Terrell Edmunds back for a few more years. Cam Sutton, this is one of the biggest names for the Steelers in free agency as far as keeping their own guys. Cam Sutton, we need to bring him back. I think we maybe give him 3 years here. 3 years here. So I don't know if we want to go that high. We'll do 2.1, 2.8. It's a nice little contract for him, and it locks up a guy for a few years for us. Offer's perfect. We're 3 for 3 on guys we want to re-sign. DeMonte Casey, like I said, I think this is somebody the Steelers want to keep around. For the sake of this franchise, I don't think we're going to, just because he's 30 years old and he's going to get worse. And free safety isn't going to be somebody or something that we need to focus on because we have Minkah Fitzpatrick. Steven Sims, guy I want to keep on the team. We are going to try and lock him up for a couple years. Steven Sims played great for us. Actually had a few clutch plays for us in real life against the Ravens. I believe it was the last week of the season. Had a monster catch from Kenny. So, you know, I want to keep this guy around. Trying to keep this as realistic as possible. So, you know, maybe we give him something that encourages him to stick around, but it's not going to break the bank by any means. We'll give him this little offer. He's going to try and test out free agency. I think I'm still going to go after him when he's a free agent. I don't know how crazy people are going to be for a 69 overall wide receiver, but he played really well for us. Derek Watt, I think this is somebody you're going to want to give like a 1-2 year deal. 2 years is kind of pushing it. He's 30 years old and he's a fullback. He's great on special teams. Doesn't do much outside of that. We did hand it to him a couple times, but I think Claypool passed him a touchdown before we traded him too. So had a couple touchdowns, but not somebody you want to give a long-term big deal. With that being said, it's one of those moves in real life. I think you give him a contract to kind of like appease TJ. I know last season we were trying to get like the Watt trio for a little while, and I think this is one of those things that just makes TJ happy on top of being the highest paid defensive player in the league. We just do this to kind of, you know, pay some homage to the guy that keeps us relevant on defense and keeps us going in the right direction. So we're going to give you a little 2-year deal. We'll bump the bonus up a little bit, and hopefully that's a good offer for you. Get her done. So we got ourselves our fullback. James Pierce walking. Steven Sims gone. I think we need to try and re-sign Zach Gentry. Big body, getting better every year. Obviously not a very high overall, but somebody that we can continue to mold and continue to be a good piece for the offense and good blocker receiver hybrid. So let's do 1.6 across the board. See if he likes that. He wants to walk. Gentry, I don't appreciate the attitude. That's going to be our trying to retain the in-house players. So now what I want to do, I want to go into our roster. And if it makes sense financially, I think we get rid of Ahkello Witherspoon here. Didn't play very well for us. And just can't stay on the field. I know Patriots need corners, which actually might be a decent suitor for an IRL deal. Even though it says they're moderately interested. I gotta remind myself what pick the Steelers have. I think it's 17. Yeah, okay. We're going to do ourselves a favor and try to move up a few spots to pick 14. We give up Witherspoon, we give up our first, and we trade up a few spots. And that's going to work out. Get ourselves a little cap room there by getting rid of him. We got two decent corners. I'm not going to say they're world beaters or anything like that, but they're guys that can be here and do their thing. And let's just go through. So Kenny's the only quarterback on our roster. Jalen Warren's going to be our number 2 back for a while. Najee's going to be the number 1. That's pretty obvious. These two, I know they're kind of practice squad guys, but not going to be on our final roster. Wide receiver. This is one that I know is going to ruffle some feathers, but in my opinion, Deontay's out of here. That's going to be our big move. That's going to be one that I've been kind of holding on to. We got to get him out of here. We got to get some consistency in that wide receiver room. I know he's the only veteran in the wide receiver room, and I know he's done good things, but the consistency for me is not there. You either get prime Antonio Brown gameplay, which I love, or you get Pittsburgh Steelers Dante Moncrief gameplay from Deontay. In real life, I'm talking. That's the two ends of the spectrum, and there's really no in between. You're gonna get somebody that's flashy and makes the catch and makes guys miss and does these things, or you're gonna get Dante Moncrief, doesn't have the awareness, doesn't have the hands, doesn't do it right. You know, I want a guy that's going to do it right every single play, and maybe it's not going to be as special as prime Antonio Brown. Maybe he's not going to be as flashy as Deontay Johnson's best plays. But if he gets it done regularly and we know what we're getting, that's what we need. So with that being said, Deontay finds himself on the trade block, and we're going to try and find ourselves a nice suitor. We're not going to go trade with the Rams. We're looking for an O-lineman to help Kenny, you know. How's the Raiders O-line? Not great. Left tackle, Colton Miller. Raiders receivers. I mean, if the Raiders want to make a push for Rodgers, maybe you go and you get Deontay Johnson from the Steelers. You go a second and a fourth. And that gets us done, and we shore up left tackle. Love it. All right. We saved 2.5 something million to release Miles Boykin. We're going to do so. Was he a free agent? Damn it, I don't know. I might have just messed that up. But we have, okay, yeah, it does still have our free agents on here. We're going to release Gunner. Didn't turn out to be the guy we wanted him to be. Great locker room guy, but just didn't have the play on the field we needed. These are practice squad guys. So the two receivers we're counting on right now are George and Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin's really going to be playing in his rookie year because he didn't see the field at all. Hopefully we can get Gentry back. Dan Moore If we could find a trade suitor for Dan Moore, which I think we should be able to because he's only 24, we are going to do so. Mekhi Becton. It's a guy maybe we go after. And again, just trying to shore up this O-line for Kenny's sake. Still have a first, a second, and a third. Got 2 7s. I think there's going to be other options to get draft picks, so we're going to throw our third in there. And we get that done. That's our right tackle of the future. I love that for us. Left guard, Dotson's been pretty solid. Kendrick Green says future starter. I don't believe that. Dotson's been solid since day one. Had some off-season problems last off-season, but I think he came in and he did just fine. James Daniels is going to be our right guard for a long time. Our right guard, right tackle, figured out in my opinion. Center, Mason Cole's been solid for us. He's a 71 overall. He's not horrible. He's not bad. I think we're going to try and get some trade bait out of Kendrick Green. I think for us, this is our time to get aggressive. I don't want to get rid of either of these picks. We got 2 7s left. But I think we throw our second at them next year and we try and get this ball rolling to not only be playoff contenders, but Super Bowl contenders. Maybe we go first. Doesn't look like it's going to be ultra close. Oh, it gets us done. We get our first out of here for next year. We're going to have 2 firsts this year. This is really how we're going to spend it. It's not incredibly unlike the Steelers. You've seen them trade a first rounder before and go without one, like Minkah Fitzpatrick. So it's not the most unlikely thing I've ever seen. And it gives us that extra pick in the first. So we're going to go over this roster really quick. Quarterback, we got Kenny Pickett. That's our guy. That's our QB of the future. That's the franchise. Halfback, we got it figured out. I love Najee Harris. Najee's going to keep being that wrecking ball for us. And Jalen Warren, an absolute stud that they found. Love watching Jalen as well. Fullback, we brought back Derek. Wasn't a necessity by any means, but like I said, one of those things to kind of appease TJ Watt, keep that bond good, and Derek's great on special teams, so it's not a stupid signing. Got rid of our guy. Got rid of Deontay. Listen, we need less of this and more of this, right? I don't know if y'all ever seen that. That's a video of somebody. I don't remember who it was. It's a tight end. I don't know. He got cut, and they said we need to see less of this and more of this, right? And that's what I feel like Deontay's got insane moments. Like I said, it's either prime Antonio Brown or it's Steelers Dante Moncrief. And I don't feel like there's a great in between there, and that's too far of a spectrum for me. So we're going to find our guy elsewhere. Haven't even touched free agency yet, so we're going to keep going here. Pat Freiermuth, baller, stud. Heath Miller 2.0, love him. That's going to be Kenny's security blanket for a while. Hayward's really good. He had a couple touchdowns. He's playing well for a small 5'11" rookie tight end. Zach Gentry, he said he's going to free agency. We're going to try and retain him if we can. Left tackle, baller. Got it figured out. Left guard, Dotson. He's all right. He's not the best. I'm not going to act like he's this world beater. He's good. Mason Cole, decent. James Daniels, played well for us. Good run blocker. and help shore up that right side. Mekhi Becton, right tackle, got that square. Chris Wormley, we're letting him walk, so DeMarvin Leal is going to be our starter, or Leal. I don't know if it's Leal or Leal. Roast me in the comments if you feel. Cameron Hayward, obviously, you know, he's the grandfather of the defense. He keeps that run D in check. I love Cam. Cam's staying here for as long as Cam can stay here. D tackle, that's going to be a position I want to shore up. Left outside linebacker, obviously the best to ever do it. Devin Bush gone. Tay Crowder, don't know who you are. Mark Robinson made some starts late in the year last year. He's gonna be one of our depth guys. I think all these guys are leaving. Devin Bush, Tay Crowder, Coons. We did trade away. Traded away Miles Jack for a second. We've since dealt that second rounder for other pieces. Malik Reed's not sticking around. Alex Highsmith's going to be getting paid. We are going to try and find edge depth, but it's not going to be Malik Reed. Corner, Levi Wallace. Played decent for us last year. I'm not going to say he's the best, but he played all right. William Jackson, we're going to give him a shot. We gave him a cheap contract. Cam Sutton, signed him, shored him up for a few years. Going to be our slot guy. Plays really well for us. One of our key free agents that we needed to bring back. Minka, we're good there. I said in real life, DeMonte KZ is probably going to be a priority for the Steelers because I think they played really well with 3 safeties on the field. Him, Tremaine, and Minka. But in this franchise, he's not going to stay. Terrell Edmonds, we gave him a 3-year deal. It wasn't nothing too expensive. Chris Boswell, sticking around. Presley Harvin, sticking around for another season. Our draft picks this year, we have the 7th pick, we have the 16th pick, and we have the 33rd pick. Big plans for those. I'm going to let you guys in on that after free agency. And then we don't have any other picks, so we got to fill up some holes, but I think we got a decent amount of cap space. Yeah. Steven Sims. Give you an offer, dude. I think we give him let's give him a 2-year deal. 400, 1.4. Like I said, made some good plays for us. Just want to bring him back just for the sake of realism. I think that's somebody they try and keep around, regardless of if we get rid of or keep Deontay. I think he's somebody you want to keep around. I think we're going to give Isaiah Hodgins an offer on here just to have another guy that can go and get the football, right? So he's 24, big body guy, kind of a Chase Claypool, if you will. I'm not gonna say I was the biggest fan of Chase Claypool, but the size, the speed, the athleticism, this is one of those guys you could throw out there and give him a 50-50 ball up the sideline. So I don't know if we're willing to pay up that much. I'll give him something like that and see if it floats his boat. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. Our left end is Leal and Larry Ogunjobi. It's one of those guys, I don't know if we should or shouldn't re-sign him. He's 33, 34 now. Plays well. Played pretty good for us. I wouldn't, I keep saying it, but he's not like the greatest thing in the world, but he gets the job done, right? Maybe we offer him a 1-year deal. Oh, he's 29? Why did I think he was 33? Maybe we offer him a 1-year deal. I'm going to knock it down just a tad because I don't think he's worth like a lot of money. But if it's one of those things, if you want to come back, feel free to do so. Middle linebacker. I don't know. I guess in this example of free agency, Tremaine Edmonds got re-signed, so Alex Singleton. I'm looking for guys that can solidify this position for us. I think Rashaan Evans is a good example of a Pittsburgh Steeler middle linebacker. I think when he was coming out of the draft, he was one of those guys the Steelers were looking at, but he got picked up before they could snatch him. I think this is a guy we're going to give an offer to just to try and help mentor the position if we got to go younger. But this is a guy that for sure we can try and get. So with that being said, I'm going to try and throw a little bit of money at him here. See how that offer ranks towards some of the other ones. We are the best offer. We gave him a good offer. I like that. I like the sound of that. Malik Reed is one of those guys that. Cleveland Farrell might be a decent piece to throw in the rotation. I know he's a very high pick. I think we try and give him a 1-year deal. I don't dislike that move. Like I said, he was a very high first-round pick. Could be a nice rotational piece for us. Cleveland Farrell, gave him a decent offer. Corner. I don't know that there's a corner out there that the Steelers are going to be like, we need that guy. We need to bring him in. Some decent options out there. Sean Murphy Bunting wouldn't be bad. I think we have enough corners on our roster at the moment to feel okay with where we're at. So that's going to be our first round of bidding. We're going to see where we can, or see if anybody agreed to terms with us or if they went elsewhere. Vance. I don't think that's a good sign. Normally it shows up at the bottom right there who signed with you, so. Targeted. Those are the two guys left, and we're at the top for Hodgins, which is kind of surprising. That's one of the guys I didn't think of. Did we sign? Oh, these guys signed, I guess. Okay, cool. Very cool. Got the guys we thought. Or the guys that we prioritized, I think. These are the guys we wanted for sure. Sims, you know, say what you will about his overall and his impact on the team. I just think he's a solid guy. Somebody that they're definitely going to want to keep around in real life. Targeted, Isaiah Hodgins and Ogunjobi. Hodgins, I think we're going to let this stand. There's not... I suppose we could bump it up, maybe. I don't know if we want to, though. I'm going to let it stand. If he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Ogunjobi, like I said, he's decent, but we can also throw DeMarvin Leal in there. So, with that being said, we're going to let him go. Available. Let's just do one quick browse. We do need a backup quarterback, actually. And there is one guy in mind that I would like to bring back. Josh Dobbs. Hear me out on this one, because y'all might not agree with this, but this is my thought process on it. Big Ben actively campaigned for this guy, you know, like the mind that he has, his knowledge of the game. It might not translate to the gameplay he puts on the field, but he knows the game, and I think that's just a great guy to sit behind Kenny and kind of help him. So that's going to be our backup guy. I also think he can play. He started a couple games for the Titans, and I think he played well. So this is going to be a guy, I think we give him a 3-year deal, and it's just to ride the bench, help Coach Kenny and do what you got to do. So I'm going to give him a decent backup contract. Didn't have to pay a lot for him. You know, his services, I don't think his services are going to be that expensive. Halfback, I don't think we need to address anything there. Fullback, we're good. Wide receiver, like I said, if Hodgins takes the deal, he takes the deal. Otherwise, we're going to move on there. How about, where did he go? Jesse James, 66 overall. There's Zach. We're going to give Zach a little chunk deal. And see if he rocks with us. If he doesn't, that's okay. It's not going to make or break the Steelers. O-line, we're okay. Left end, we looked for Ogunjobi. Didn't we? I thought Ogunjobi was a left end. Am I missing something? Maybe he's a right end and I'm full of crap. Chris Wormley, we're not going to bring back, like I said. D-tackle. David Onyemata. No. Matthew Adonis. No. D-tackle, man. It kind of scares me that we don't have something there. Maybe we go out and make a trade for somebody. Gosh, yeah, I just don't know about D-tackle. That's not a good free agency class for D-tackle. Akeem Hicks, maybe you could throw in at D-tackle. Big body, 347 pounds. Old. I don't know how I feel about that. There's definitely a guy you can move to D-tackle. Let's look at some of his stats here. I just want to see. Block shed 79, tackles 83. We're going to give him like a 1-year deal. And I'm not crazy about it, so I'm probably not going to offer him the world, right? But like a $6 million thing, we're going to move him to D-tackle if he signs. Did we find our depth? Yeah, we did. Cleveland Farrell. And he can come from either side, theoretically. Corner, we're not going to address. Safeties, we're good. So that's our free agency, and we'll see if we pick up anybody else. But we're right there, man, coming up to this draft, and let's get it. Fifth-year options, let's check it out. Mekhi Becton. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to try and keep him around. Yes, we're going to pick up that fifth-year option. All right, let's get that done. There's going to be at least one or two more, I think. Is Alex Highsmith on here or no? Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, probably not because he's a third rounder. All right. Let's check and see if anybody else signed. Available. Targeted. My signings. Hodgins accepted. Akeem Hicks accepted. Zach Gentry and Josh Dobbs. Man, I think we got a great value class there. A lot of guys. The biggest name is going to be Rashaan Evans. Isaiah Hodgins is a good name. Akeem Hicks. That's going to be a move to D-tackle. Cleveland Farrell. Edge depth. Sims, like I said, good receiver. Gentry just needed another tight end, and Dobbs is going to be the mentor of the position. There's nobody else left for me to go and pick up there. That is a lot of holes filled. Let's go ahead and look at our roster real quick. Let's just look at the depth chart. You could get a third quarterback for the sake of this. I'm not going to. Dobbs is going to be that guy for us. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, Anthony McFarland. Those can be our 3 backs. Don't plan on keeping Jason Huntley, but that works for me. Watt is going to be there. Wide receivers, George Pickens, Isaiah Hodgins, Calvin Austin. Do I think this is going to be the best wide receiver room? No. Sims is going to be a return specialist as well, so I like that signing for us. Kept our tight end room intact. O-line's good. Left end. Why is Cam Hayward starting at left end? Oh, probably because he's the best overall and we signed another guy. Adams, you're going to be gone. Alright. Middle linebacker. Evans is going to be 1. Mark Robinson's in there at 2. I don't think we're finished there. Corners. I don't think we're necessarily finished there either. If we can pull the strings to get Porter, I would like to do that. Kick returner. I think Sims is going to be kick returner. Calvin Austin's got 95 speed. Wow. We throw Calvin Austin in there? Or? Goodness, that's a... Could do one or the other, I don't know. We're going to be forcing guys to punt the ball a lot. So I'm going to put Sims at backup punt returner, but I'll have him starting at kick return. Third down, running back, Naj. Power halfback, Naj. Slot receivers. That works for me. That setup right there. Left end, rushing, left end. Works for me. Right end, Alex Highsmith. Works for me. We'll move Cam Hayward in there. And then Farrell can be third. D-tackle. Cam Hayward can be that rusher guy. Yeah, like that. Sub-linebackers. I like that. That works for me. I mean, the backup doesn't, but... Slot corner. Cam Sutton, that's what we got him for. Alright. I want to go through our roster really quick and just kind of deal with what we got to deal with there as far as moving Akeem Hicks and whatever other moves we got to make. We could play with jersey numbers and stuff too. Dobbs is 11. I like that. Huntley. I'm just going to get rid of you now. Sorry, dude. 440K in cap. You know, whatever. Fullback's good. Isaiah Hodgins going to wear number 18. Replacing Deontay right away. Left end. It's going to be Leal to start it. Oh, Hicks. Change you to D-tackle, brother. D-tackle. Adams has had some good points for us as a Steeler. Um, but as far as a full-time starting D tackle, I don't want him. I don't care to mess with that. These guys can kind of. I don't know, maybe we move. I don't know how I feel. I feel like we should have 4 capable corners, but at the same time, how much are they all going to see the field? Just making me wonder if I should have re-signed Jackson or not. Free safety's good. Strong safety's good. Okay. We're going to advance one more week. We're an 80 overall on both sides of the ball, which I find interesting. Because our defense should be considerably better. All right. Let's talk about the draft. Bears go left tackle, number 1 overall. Will Anderson falls to 3. Jalen Carter falls to us at 7. Listen, man, I didn't plan that, but that would be disgusting if he fell to 7. If he falls to 7, that's got to be our pick. That dices things up, too. People are talking about him going number 1 overall, so I can't be like... If he doesn't fall to us, we're not going to go D-tackle. Akeem Hicks was kind of a stopgap for that, but if he does fall to 7, that's our guy. Will I be upset if he falls? No. Dang, that makes things interesting. It really does. All right. So here's my targets. And I'll just lay out my cards now, I guess. Jalen Carter. I did not have him in my radar whatsoever, but if he falls, and we're snatching. Jordan Addison. I love it. Some people don't. Some people don't love that move. I think he's got to be on our radar. Our wide receiver room isn't amazing, and I think that connection he's already got with Kenny is great. Joey Porter Jr., a solid corner for us. That can be a number 1 corner for us in the future. I like that a lot. And there's one guy that I specifically kept my 2nd round pick for. And do your homework if you aren't familiar with this name, because he's going to be a stud in the NFL. It's Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell, a freak at Iowa, solidified their defense as one of the best in college football. I want him. Middle linebacker, like I said, we need that shored up. It's been a weak point in our defense, and a 3-4 defense. You gotta have some good middle linebackers, and I think Jack Campbell fills that need for us very well. So there's 4 guys there. We got 3 picks. We're going to see what happens, but those are the guys that I think kind of round out this team and get it done for us. So that's my breakdown of at least the top end of the draft. Realistically, we're going to keep most of our draft picks. We're not going to be trading as aggressively as I just did, but this is something to get us into title contention aggressively. So let's get into the draft. Let's see what happens. Start drafting.
It's the Bears now on the clock.
We're just going to skip 2 hours. I don't feel the need to move up, especially not from 7. So we're just going to go to 7 and see what happens. See who's there.
The Pittsburgh
Miles
Steelers
Murphy.
on
We're
the
going to
clock now.
pick our player and find out. Steelers fans, I know this is crazy. We got to take him, though. Potentially the #1 guy in the entire draft, and he falls to us. There's no way we don't take him. Jalen Carter, welcome to the squad. I did not have that planned out at all. I promise all of you, I did not expect that. Okay, so we're gonna pause. Oh, that makes things difficult because now, now we gotta figure out. Okay. We're gonna see if we can make a move. No, not middle linebacker. I want D tackle. Because now we're no longer interested in your services, Akeem. I'm sorry. So we're gonna see if we could put him on the block. Gonna see corner, maybe. We unload a guy. This isn't how I saw this playing out either, but maybe we throw Levi on there and our best 7th rounder and see what happens. See if we can find somebody with greens on both guys or anybody that's interested in Hicks. We can't even get a yellow for Hicks, which is shocking to me. Nobody needs a D tackle. I mean, the Vikings do, but they don't need my corner. It's also tough because you gotta find people that have the cap money. Cowboys. For the sake of this, we're going to get aggressive. I don't want to give up my 2nd round pick next year. Like, that's just not a Steelers move. I really want Porter, but I think we're going to have to do without him. Okay, let me go back to the draft board and figure this out. I think we're going to have to do without Joey Porter. Our next pick is 16. And Addison's going to be our guy. We're at pick 8. We're going to have to move up a little bit. So, see realistically who else needs wide receivers. Panthers might, but I don't know if they go that far. Titans don't. Texans would. Maybe we move up with the Titans. go get the Titans pick and hope that he falls to us. And if he doesn't, we'll rock with the receivers we got, but I'd like to make that move if possible. 11. Pick 11. That's close. You guys kind of need a D tackle. Go ahead and take him off my hands. It's close. How many backups that could influence this at all? A backup right tackle. And that's so close, man. Come on. Maybe we ship them McFarland and they get it done here. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to dip into our next year's draft picks. Wow, 5th rounder, not getting it done. Gonna have to go 4th. And I think that should get it done. Thank you. Alright. Got that figured out.
With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We could have given up wide receiver there. I actually should have tried it. Bryce Young's still sitting there. Bijan Robinson's still sitting there. Jordan Addison. It's going to be our guy, though. I think he's got what we need.
On the clock now, the Houston
93
Texans.
speed. Doesn't show us catching, otherwise I would have. Oh, here we go. Skills. B catching, C catching traffic. You know, I think that's our guy. That's what we needed. Solid wide receiver. Steelers always make the wide receivers work, but we are now going to round 2.
It's the Steelers now on the clock.
And there's our guy. Stud, 6'5", 250, 22, you know, he just does it right. Jack Campbell.
Now on the clock, the Texans.
Welcome to the squad, buddy. Jack Campbell, the absolute freak. Hidden dev. I've never used this draft class, so I don't, you know, I didn't know beforehand who was actually going to be worth a darn, but IRL, Jack Campbell's that man, and I really hope the Steelers get him. So, we can skip ahead. We got one pick in the 7th round. I don't know. We'll just pick best player available, whatever looks interesting, I suppose. Maybe we get a nice running back or something, or an O-lineman. I don't know.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock.
Somebody took a fullback. I appreciate that. A DT. Pass blocking is a D. Run blocking could be a B. I don't know about all that. Zach Whitfield. Take a shot on him. We'll take a shot.
The Los Angeles
Not bad.
Rams are up. They're on the clock.
Could be worse. Alright. That is our 2023 draft class. Let's go get them suited and booted. And we'll play some games. Jalen Carter fell to pick number 7. I said D tackle was going to be an issue, but I thought I had a nice veteran stopgap in Akeem Hicks. Looked at some of the mock drafts. I'm like, hey, if he falls to 7, you can't pass that up. So that's our guy there. Jordan Addison, going to be a freak. Going to be a demon for us. I like that a lot. Him and Pickens are going to be sweet. I love that. Jack Campbell, he is absolutely going to solidify that middle linebacker spot with Rashaan Evans. Had 2 7th rounders. Oh, I didn't even realize I had 2 7th rounders, but got a couple pieces down there in the 7th round. But I like these guys. The top 3 is the guys we're banking on to be special. I like it a lot. Let's go check out our depth chart one more time. Make sure everybody is where they are supposed to be on my depth chart. And then we're good to go. Quarterback, solid. Halfback, got our guys. Fullback, that's fine. Wide receiver, George Pickens, wide receiver 1. Addison, 2. Hodgins, 3. Calvin Austin, 4. Sims, 5. That's a great wide receiver room. Give them a couple years. These guys are all going to be studs. Tight end, Pat Fryermuth's obviously leading the way there. Left tackle, we went and got our guy. Left guard, solid. Center is fine. I like Mason Cole. I think he did a nice job last year. James Daniels, fine. Mekhi Becton, hopefully going to be our guy for a while. Left end, DeMarvin Leal, whatever. 3rd rounder, played well last year for the time that he was in, so I'm fine with that. D tackle, give me Jalen Carter. I like it. TJ, obviously the monster on the edge. Middle linebackers, Rashawn Evans, Jack Campbell. Love that. I think they're both going to play great for the Steelers. Where is Leland Farrell? We signed you to be our edge depth, sir. Let's put him at backup left, too. I don't know if he... Yeah, he's already there. Cool. Corners. We didn't get Joey Porter. And our corner room is aging a bit. So I don't know how great I feel about our corners, but with the other pieces, I think the corners are going to eat regardless. Minka, good. Got Terrell. Kick returner. Calvin Austin. Punt returner. Steven Sims. Should be. Wait. Or was it the other way around? Steven Sims should be one of them, so I'll move Sims to kick returner. Worked for me. Those should be good. Slot receiver. We're going to have Pickens, Hodgins, Sims. I'm fine with that. Left end. TJ. Right end. Alex. D tackle. Cam Hayward. Sub linebacker. Evans and Jack Campbell. Slot corner. Cam Sutton. Love all of that. Wide receivers, I think it's going to be tough to get everybody involved, but I'm hopeful. I don't know if I like Jordan Addison, number 3. So let's go mess with abilities, and then we're going to get in games. Mekhi Becton is a superstar right tackle. I'll take that every day of the week. It's a 68 overall. Nasty streak. I'll leave him on that. He doesn't get anything else other than unspun, and I'm good on all that. Naj, let's look at your abilities. Reach for it. That's it, huh? We're going to give him balance beam. I think that's a good one, just to make sure we aren't falling on our face when we give him the ball. I think we're still going to be a run-first team, but we definitely have the ability to pass the ball. So show me TJ. Abilities. If he doesn't have strip specialist, it's probably not that accurate. He's pretty good at that. Edge threat. I like edge threat. Also like pass committed though. Also like no outsiders, so it's sad that I can only give him 2. Defense. Mess with Hayward a little bit. Abilities. Inside stuff. I don't need unpredictable on you though. We'll give you no outsiders. Yeah. Just the nastiest run blocker ever. Or run stuffer ever, so. Gonna give you all the run abilities. Minka. Shoring up that safety spot for us and being that ball hawk we need. Let's give you zone hawk. I like pick artist, but I like acrobat better. Tip drill, no thank you. We'll do acrobat pick artist. I like that a lot. Let's mess with Addison's jersey number. Let's find out what looks good on Jordan Addison. Or, no. We give him something in the 80s, maybe? 86, I know that was Hines Ward. Maybe we give him a straight 80, I kind of like that. We'll give him a straight 80. Give him a little arm sleeve. Yeah. I like it. Alright. I think it's time to get in some games here. Let me know how you guys feel about this lineup. I like it a lot. Corners, you know, they're all guys that can make plays on the ball, so I'm not overly worried about it. No, we didn't get Porter, but we did get Jalen Carter, and that, you know, a lot of people think he's the best guy and he's worthy of the #1 overall pick. He fell to the 7th pick. Couldn't pass on it in this example. Like I said, didn't have that plan, didn't expect that. Is it that realistic? No. But for the sake of entertainment, we couldn't pass him up. So we're gonna sim to the preseason. Do we play preseason? Nah, I'm gonna just skip to the regular season. We're going to do that. Set season goal. Obviously, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you know it's Super Bowl or bust. Week 1, we got the Titans. Opening day keys. Let's hear from Mike Tomlin. Let's see what the opening day keys are. Titans have a 73 overall offense. That is absolutely atrocious. We're going to go stifling defense. It's always been about the defense in Pittsburgh. And we want to stuff the run. We want to run the ball, stop the run. That's what we're going to do. They got Derrick Henry still. That's going to be the primary ball carrier for them, the primary guy to touch the ball. I don't know if they kept Tannehill or if they're starting somebody else. But Derrick Henry's going to be their top guy. Upgrade players. Let's see who got upgrades during the preseason. Probably a couple rookies. Jack Campbell got one, notably. We'll take it. Alright, I'm excited. Let's get into one. We're going to play the full game, and then we're going to wrap up the first episode. And then, next episode, we're going to be making a push. Alright, we're going to play some games, and we're going to keep this development going. Let's go spicy for week 1. Let's do Color Rush. Oh, shoot, what's going on with this guy? I don't know why he's like up in my face. Never seen that. Color Rush. Yes, sir. CPU. We'll give them Color Rush as well. Have ourselves a little Color Rush battle here. See how we go week 1.
Today,
Rainy day to open
from
it up.
Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh,
Gonna get a little messy, boys.
it's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We'll kick off the ball, show off that defense to start the season.
Ready to go.
Get it on.
From Pittsburgh. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And they will be let out
Will
by
Levis,
young
they
man
got a
making his
quarterback.
first NFL
They got a
start.
quarterback. That's exciting. I don't think you're going to have a good week this week, but best of luck to you, sir. That's exciting. I said out with Malik Willis and with the new guy.
We're preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book. He's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that went too
Jack
far
Campbell in there.
He couldn't reel it
He's
in.
ready.
It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On the move past the 40. Touchdown.
Minka gives up a big one to Robert Woods.
75 yards. And the Titans are on the board here first in the season
Not a
opener.
good start by our defense. We did what we thought we would do, which is shut down the run because they didn't run the ball. Oh, shoot. Will Levis, his second career pass.
2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
All right, Sims.
Here's Steven Sims on the return from his end zone. And beyond the 20.
Sims
but
puts
not
in a
by
good
much.
effort, gets us to the
Just a
22.
yard pass there to the 21.
Bring out Kenny Franchise.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not, just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he finds some
Put his
space
head down.
past the
Get his
25 to the
five.
27. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Got Addison out there on the edge. I like Freiermuth right here. And we're going to put Hodgins on the end.
Back to throw. Pickett.
Hodgins is going to get
And
his
this will be
first career
caught. It's
reception as a
Isaiah
Steeler.
Hodgins. And he
I like
slips
it.
up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there, and you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say
Got
thousands
an
of passes.
aggressive
getting
front
ready
here
for
from the
that one.
Titans. I like Pickens right there on the bubble.
He's
And
dreamed
it didn't
about
throw it,
thought
but
about
now she's going to break through and get us
Now
9.
1 for 1.
Like
A
it.
lot more to go. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set
The
up
line
with a
picked that
second
up
and
well.
1. Decided to hand it off that time on the run
Steelers
pass
are
option.
Appeared to be an
floating
easy
along
decision.
here.
Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Got Pickens in the slot. Got Addison out there on the edge, and we might give him a shot here, depending on what
From
we
the
got.
45 on second
Nope.
down.
We are going to hit Pickens over the middle. He burns his
George
guy.
Pickens with it.
George Pickens, you already love to see that connection
Inside the 15,
coming
just
back.
a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a gain of 34.
That's a real nice job right there. Working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big
We
plays
got a
can
naked
result.
Hodgins
play
there in the
resulted
slot
right there.
again. Hodgins going to get a block, and he's in. First touchdown of the year for Isaiah Hodgins.
Isaiah Hodgins, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Wow.
Oh, he clanks it off
Boz
the right
misses his
line.
first one.
And
I
it's
didn't
no
turn
good.
the kick meter in enough. I guess I didn't think the wind was going to be that bad.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season, and they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll power
Sean
ahead.
Evans,
Only
the
for
former
about 3
Titan,
yards.
bringing him
Second
down.
coming up. On play action, they'll throw.
Levis getting pressure right off the bat. I'm not sure who was there. I didn't see it. It was pretty fast. But we love to see the pass rush getting in there.
Just an incomplete pass. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his
4th
tight
and
end.
inches.
And he's
Stepped out.
able to take this one up to the 35. Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee.
We'll get our first look at Calvin Austin as a return man. Calvin making a man miss. Getting us darn near to midfield.
Nice job on the
What
run
an
back
effort
there.
by
They'll
Calvin
get
Austin.
23 yards all told. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh
Let's go
retakes
some
the field for their
basic tight
second
end
offensive possession. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
Ooh.
Now the first
Kenny
play of
misses
the
him.
drive there is incomplete.
Slips out of his hand in the rain. Tries to give Connor Hayward a shot.
They love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield.
Nas reads his holes real well. 3 rushes, 21 yards here in the first
They
quarter.
get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down.
Naj maybe.
Here's Pickett.
Jordan Addison makes a monster catch on 3rd down for his first career catch. Kenny steps up in the pocket, delivers one. We like that.
Easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback
Jordan
sees it,
Addison able
rips
to
it,
turn
there
one
you
up
go.
again.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Big stuff there from
After
Jordan
one of a
Addison.
one-point game, 7-6.
We turned that up good real quick too. I like that. Titans all sorts of.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the
Fighting
Titans'
for yards.
30.
We like it.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making
Nas gets tripped up. A little shoelace tackle. Nice blocking there. I want to see if we can keep feeding him.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry for Harris.
Naj is going to get us another 5 or 6. Call it 7.
And then they get him to the ground just shy
Nice
of the
performance
15.
from Naj here to start us out.
On the ground for him so far.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
From the 16, Pickett.
Ooh.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Defense closes in fast. Kenny didn't put it far enough outside.
Take the hit and pick up yardage, but in this case, the hit was timed really well.
Got George on the outside.
Free from his grasp.
Thanks for looking at Addison on the crosser though. Addison makes a nice catch. 3rd down, the Steelers are going to hurry it up, keep him on the toes. Hit him with a counter. See if Naj can punch us in.
Harris running straight ahead.
Not great blocking. Naj gets us a yard.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down.
They might try and get Addison another.
Check. Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike.
Or Addison his first career touchdown.
2nd down and goal. Pickett flushed out right. And that throw
Not sure what
he missed him. Incomplete.
what was going on there. I saw Hodgins just running away.
Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Kenny's gonna roll. Kenny's gonna take off. Kenny lost the ball.
Picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get
Wasn't really anywhere to go with the football there. Kenny trying to extend the play to the best of his ability. Gotta hang on to the ball though.
Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Sean Evans.
They begin with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd
Cam
down
Hayward
coming
making the
up.
stop there.
Cameron Hayward in on
We
the
can
tackle.
appreciate that.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2 minutes left
We
in the
remind you
first
that
half.
coming up
Steelers
in
down
2
by
minutes, we'll
1.
again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard
William
line.
Jackson.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they
Stopping
double
Derrick
and pick up
Henry.
6. So they just need
Right
1
before
yard
the
here
first
to
down.
pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Rashawn Evans could have his first career interception. He gets a pass breakup on 3rd down.
Some applause for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
Calvin Austin doesn't quite get time to make anything out of that return.
And
We start out on the 44.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is.
No blocking on our left side of the line. We go down for loss of 6. Bud Dupree, the former Steeler, taking
Now
him
we'll see if
down.
they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe
Risky
you go to max
pass.
protection. The biggest one's maybe bring your running back
Gonna
in
go
to try
5
and keep you
wide,
clean.
see if we can
But in that
compensate.
case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability. And a
Got
sack
George
resulted.
Pickens in the slot. Hodgins on the outside and Addison on the other side. See if we can make something happen here.
and long. They'll look to throw. Oh, that's into
Freiermuth slipped and fell on the route.
Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the Titans
Kenny throws his first INT this
as
season.
they take over at their 46-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Jack Campbell laying the wood. Jack Campbell teaches them getting the first. They get a gain of 9.
As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. 31's the mic.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll find his target.
Jack Campbell laying the wood again.
Now
Titans get the first down. They're moving inside the 2
as they get
minutes.
the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
52 seconds left. Will Levis trying to lead another scoring drive here.
Back to throw now on 1st down. This will go to Henry out wide.
Henry's going to get a gain of 1, get him out of bounds. 47 seconds left. Will Levis 6 for 9. 1 owner.
Completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here as we mentioned in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the
Jack Campbell screams through the middle. He gets a sack. Steelers are going to call a timeout and see if they can't get another shot at the ball here. 3rd down for the Titans. You got to think they might go conservative here as they come out empty. Make me look like an idiot.
They'll drop to throw.
William Jackson
Complete. And he gets this one inside the 15.
takes himself out of the play.
Of the 10.
Titans come up with a big ball late
Of a 3rd and 17 to
in the
pick
first
up the
half.
first.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And he'll get this underneath to Henry.
Titans have no timeouts left. They got to hurry up and spike it. They don't have time.
So we've reached halftime here.
Titans kind of fumble one late. Still a 1-point game.
That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. Deshaun Watson, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far, as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Michael Pittman, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This
Steelers
one's
get
still
the ball to
anyone's
start
game
the second
as we
half.
welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Let's get back to the run game. We know what our strength is, and that's giving Najee Harris the rock.
What adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively.
Najee Harris going to break one off.
So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half.
Josh going to
Opposition
keep
knows how to
himself
focus
up,
on
get us
defending the
another
pass
gain
here.
of 9.
They've got to re-energize
65
that running
yards
game
rushing
and
for
maybe open
Josh.
things up for a comeback here in this half.
Steelers going to go goal line.
That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Titans match their personnel. Kenny Pickett making a check at the line. He's going to call play action out of it. And he's going to have Gentry.
6'8" tight end Zach Gentry.
6'8" tight end Zach Gentry.
It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going.
Now Mike Vrabel unsure of that last call. He's going to throw out the red flag.
What is he challenging? What is he challenging?
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is
Spot of the
such
ball?
a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Or are they saying that I went out of
The
bounds?
game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football, that's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So a good decision there by Mike Vrabel. They correctly
Overturned.
contest that call. On the give, this
Josh
is
gets a
Harris.
giant hole.
Who would have juked?
Josh gets a nice
They'll be
block.
stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. It seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside
Jordan
or the
Addison
quarterback
getting
keeps it,
pressed on the
that allows
outside.
you to fool the defense
Kenny's
so often.
gonna give him a
and in
chance.
this case, fooled him with the inside run.
Letting one
Oh.
go deep for the end zone. Toward the back
Can't
corner
quite
of the end
squeeze
zone,
it
but he
in.
could not get the
Right
feet
thought
down. This
process,
will
just
wind up
didn't get it
incomplete.
to him soon enough.
A march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Kenny's going to draw back. Kenny's going to find Pickens crossing.
He's got
Pickens,
this to Pickens.
touchdown.
And he's in.
Pittsburgh back on top here in the third.
Steelers. George Pickens, 28 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Steelers going to go for 2,
Good
trying
throw
to make
there,
up for
and I don't want to
that.
blow it too out of
Missed
proportion, but he
PAT
looks
by
a lot
Boswell
more
in the first
comfortable
quarter.
in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the
Josh going to get the
offseason, and what I
handoff,
mean by
and he's
that
going to find
is
his way in,
understanding
needing
the
to
playbook,
create the goal
not
line,
just the plays
showing
that
him
are
who's
executed,
boss.
but how to do it against
Najee
variety of
puts the
defenses,
Steelers up
also understands his team better,
by
what they
7.
can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry.
Henry getting
And he is
stuffed.
going to lose yardage here.
3 rushes and
2
4 yards on the day,
second
not
and
having a
12.
good one.
This defense
Alex
just not
Highsmith
getting
out
after
there to
it.
meet
They've
him.
not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw. Caught on the right
Steelers
side by
D's
Adams.
down there. Edmonds
To the
lays
right
a
stiff
big
arm. The
hit.
next wave swarms in quickly
Titans
for the
pick up
stop.
3. It's 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Will Levis audibling. He's moving his guys around.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Titans lose the football. Evans lays a nice hit. Minka Fitzpatrick recovers the ball. Steelers defense coming up big in the third quarter.
Whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the
George
fumble
Pickens
happen on the
gets the
field.
handoff. George gets a nice block from
He's got
Hodgins.
some breathing room.
George takes it all the way inside the 5, 33-yard pickup from Pickens.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Steelers bring Isaiah Hodgins in motion. Hodgins gets the carry. Hodgins
And he'll
gets
get
him
it
to
down
the
close
1,
to
can't
goal,
quite
but
reach
not
for the
by
end zone.
end.
Steelers in great position.
Second and goal. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
Pickett going to keep it himself. And they'll
And
bring
he
him down
reaches
after
for the
just a
end
short
zone. He
pickup.
doesn't get there.
Only a yard on the sneak.
Third and
Not what he was
goal.
hoping for, and it's third down.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they
Steelers
ended up
gonna line up
marking
in
it
5
short.
wide.
And now I wonder, will they even do it again on third down?
Kenny's going to take off. Kenny's going to get stuffed again on the 1 yard line. Steelers got a decision to make.
We are through 3
Potentially put the game away with the touchdown, or they could settle for 3.
After this break, you're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Steelers going to come out in 5 wide again. Addison, far left. Calvin Austin, far right. Hodgins Pickens in the slot. Kenny hikes it. Kenny's going to take off again. Kenny gets there to start your 4th quarter. Kenny Pickett finds himself in
And
there.
the Steelers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. This time, the extra point up and good, and it's now 21-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by Kenny Pickett, taking it in himself. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty
Got
tight
some
here.
big hitters
They just
on
have to
that
be
Steeler
careful not to go
defense.
so hard in doing that.
They're
that they
making
actually
them pay
cause
for the
themselves
yards they're
other
getting.
problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. A handoff, running left, Henry.
Woo.
And they'll get him down after a
Derrick
pickup
Henry
of
trying to
8,
run
2nd
through
and
some
2.
guys.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters.
Jack Campbell and Rashawn Evans muting Derrick Henry in the hole for no gain. 3rd and 2. You got to think the Titans got to have this one.
Guy they want to see consistently.
Bunch to the left side.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Steelers.
Tremaine Edmonds gets the ball. He runs it out of bounds. Minka Fitzpatrick knocks it out. Steelers defense come to play in the 2nd half.
But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
And that is incomplete.
Addison trying to get his 3rd catch of the game. Couldn't get it.
2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Kenny's trying to float one in the end zone for George Pickens. Couldn't quite connect with him. It's now 3rd and 10.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
On 3rd down, here's Harris.
Naj gets the handoff.
And a short gain down to about
Naj falls for a gain of 1. There's a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. James Daniels picks up his first penalty of the season. Steelers line up for a 50-yarder. Boz missed his first extra point. This isn't a gimme from 50. A little bit of win.
Good job declining that penalty.
Boz just barely scrapes it through the wind, pushes him in.
Extend their lead even further.
Steelers up by 17.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete.
William Jackson breaking it up.
An incomplete pass leads
From
to
Derrick
2nd and 10
Henry
from
on
the
the
25. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, now it's straight.
Will Levis loses the football, and it's 3rd and 27 with just over 2 minutes to play.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because the defense got it.
You have your
Already
2-minute
within a
warning,
shadow of the
3rd and
goalpost.
27
you're yelling at your own
for the
defense.
Titans.
Sudden change, sudden
Will
change.
Levis felt the
That's not what you
pressure
wanna
on
hear
that
your
one.
sideline. That
We'll
means you
see
gotta
what they
run out
plan to
there
do
and
here.
try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Minka gets his first shot at an interception. Breaks up the pass, doesn't get the pick. Titans forced to punt.
To a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Calvin Austin makes a man miss, and he's going to bring it up to the
13
41.
yards the tally on the return there. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock.
And he's going to roll out. He's going to
And he
find
gets
the
us
edge,
down
and he's going to
inside
run
the
it out
35 before
for a
going
7-yard gain.
Nice work to get 7
Minute
out
40
there,
left
and
in the
it's
game.
2nd down.
Pretty much over here. Steelers still
That one looks
lining
like
up the
he'll
pass
throw
though.
here.
Kenny's going to get drugged forward for a first down. He's not giving up.
To the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Ooh, Kenny lets one rip, and he just misses. Pat Fryermuth would have been a go-ahead touchdown.
And oftentimes you hear this
Couldn't
expression,
connect.
all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Pickett. Nowhere to turn here,
Kenny
and he's
gets
going to go
sacked here by
down.
Justin
Back at about
Simmons.
the 37-yard line. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack. He'll look to throw. And that is
Kenny
incomplete.
chucks one up, gives Pickens a chance. Can't quite connect. Steelers going to settle for another 3 here.
They took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Boz hits this one right down
Boswell's
the middle.
kick is good.
27-7. Steelers up by 20. With little to no time left to play, the Titans are going to get the ball one more time.
Those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And some space here. And he'll take this to the
Will
other
Levis
side
gets
of
to pad
midfield
us down a
before
little
going
bit.
out of bounds.
200 yards passing for
28
him.
yards the gain there on the catch and run. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And a loose football.
Rashawn Evans makes another one come out.
And his guys are going to
Jack Campbell on the recovery. Titans just can't hang on to the ball
I
here.
don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the depth here in
Steelers
the fourth.
going to line up in the best formation in football. Victory formation. Steelers are going to start out 1-0. Final 27-7. Steelers on top. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our first one. We'll see you in the next episode. Let's keep grinding 1-0, baby. Amazing offseason.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right?